Welcome to the ReDrum tutorial. ReDrum is going to be probably your first choice when it comes to program your beats and drums. It's a great drum machine and it functions as a standard MIDI instrument, meaning that you can record triggering notes from your keyboard, and it has a built-in step sequencer, similar to the one we just studied in Thor. Let's take a look. In Reason, create my mixer, and now create ReDrum. This is our object of study now. Okay, let's separate the sections here. This section, as you can see, is the step sequencer, where you will be able to program different patterns to then arrange them into your sequencer window. And these 10 strips or channel that you see here, 1 through 10, each one of these is going to contain one sample each. The word sample is kind of key here. Until now we were only generating sounds with oscillators in the synthesizers. Now we will be able to trigger these snippets of digital sound, and most of the times we'll be using drum sounds, and we're going to assign a different sound into each one of these 10 drum strips that we have here. This is the browser section, and this is where I'm going to load my sounds right now. Notice how we have here our folder button to browse patches, and then here on each one of these 10 drum channels we have a folder button that is for browsing samples, so be sure to make that difference. Here the browse patch button is going to open the browser and allow you to load the drum kit. The drum kit is a Reason file that is going to automatically load 10 sounds here, whereas on these individual folder buttons you will be looking for individual samples. I'm going to proceed to load the drum kit now. Let's go to the Reason Factory Sound Bank, ReDrum drum kits, and we have all of these folders full of drum kit files that belong to different musical styles. Let's go for the abstract hip hop kits. Double click on the folder and click on the first file. I have my keyboard connected and I can start trying out the sounds already. That's not bad at all. Let's try number 2. Let's go for number 6. I think the winner is number 1. Number 1, click on OK. Now, as you can see, here I have the name of my kit, abstract kit number 1, and here I have the name of the individual samples. If you do not have a MIDI keyboard, you can trigger your samples for addition purposes by clicking in these buttons right here. So I have a drum ready to go. That's when it's being triggered. You can see it right here. And as you can see, each one of the drum sounds, in this case the kick, has a number of parameters that you can alter. For a start, the level. So you will be able to actually mix your drums in a pretty independent way inside the drum machine already. The length of the sample, that's the sample's full length, and this is about 1/3 of its length. You can hear that it dies away pretty quick, and with this switch here you can select the type of gate off for the sound when it's cut off. You can also modify the pitch of a sample. And you can modify the tone. This is an EQ function. I'm going to reinforce the higher frequencies or the lows. And you can, here with this knob, apply the velocity to the tone. Low velocity, high velocity. Notice that there's a change on the level thanks to this velocity to volume knob right here. But there's also a change on the tone, velocity to tone. Mute and solo buttons, and of course panning. So with each one of these sounds, you can alter all of those parameters and achieve just the type of sound that you need. Maybe you need a fatter kick, a punchier snare, and pan as you desire. So basically, if needed, you tweak your drum sounds as you need. Now, once you're ready, of course, the first and easiest way of putting together a beat is just recording, something that I have done in one of the tutorials already. Now let's do it very quick. I'm going to set my tempo to 92. Click pre-count and go. Okay, we know how to do that already. If I wanted to quantize that, just as a review here, remember, go to your tool window and here you will quantize your selection. Apply and it's going already to sound much better. But let's focus on ReDrum. That's a way of putting together a beat. Then over this I can of course overdub hi-hats and whatever I need and just put the drums together in that way, which is fine and it's really cool, and we already learned how to do that because we know by now how to record MIDI, edit it and manage it, right? I certainly hope so.